Good morning, and welcome to today's New York City vote for aging. At this time, we ask to silence all electronic devices. And at no time is anyone to approach the dais. Chair, we are ready to begin.
Thank you so much. Good morning and welcome to today's Aging Committee vote. I'm Crystal Hudson, Committee Chair. My pronouns are she, her. Today we will be voting on two pieces of important legislation. First, proposed introduction number 1092A, sponsored by myself, is a local law to amend the Administrative Code of the City of New York in relation to educating older adults about elder fraud, end-of-life preparation, and financial literacy. More specifically, my bill would require the New York City Department for the Aging, or NYC Aging, in consultation with the New York City Department of Information Technology and Telecommunications, or DO-IT, and the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection, DCWP, to develop printed and digital information materials to educate older adults about internet scams, phone scams, and phishing scams, and provide quarterly guidance to older adult centers about emerging scams. The bill would also require that NYC Aging post a digital version of the informational materials on its website, that the Aging Commissioner ensures such informational materials are distributed to homebound older adults, and that older adult centers distribute such informational materials to older adults in their facilities. Additionally, this bill would require NYC Aging, in consultation with DCWP, to develop printed and digital informational materials to educate older adults about financial literacy and end-of-life preparation. This bill is a critical step in safeguarding New Yorkers from the rising threat of elder fraud, which is estimated to cost up to $1.5 billion annually in New York State. Reliable access to up-to-date educational materials on internet scams, phone scams, phishing, financial literacy, and end-of-life planning will empower older adults, many of whom are isolated, living on fixed incomes, and at increased risk due to cognitive decline, with the knowledge they need to recognize and combat fraud. Not only will this bill help to prevent financial exploitation, it will also help older New Yorkers improve their financial security and quality of life. The second item, resolution number 561, which I also sponsored, is a resolution calling upon the New York State Legislature to introduce and pass, and the governor to sign, legislation to create a statewide public guardianship system to address current inequities and deficits and safeguard vulnerable New Yorkers in need of protective arrangements. The current guardianship system in New York is fraught with critical issues: minimal vetting of guardians, overwhelming caseloads that far exceed recommended rations, and inadequate oversight that have resulted in prolonged neglect and abuse of vulnerable adults. A unified statewide guardianship system would close the critical gaps and ensure that vulnerable adults receive the comprehensive, accountable support they urgently need. Both Intro 1092A and Resolution 561 are important steps to provide vulnerable New Yorkers, especially those who are older, with education and safeguards to diminish and prevent exploitation. Thank you to the committee staff, Christopher Pepe, Chloe Rivera, and Saimel Hamid, for their work on today's vote. I'd also like to thank my staff, Andrew Wright, Elika Ruentan, and Omar Richardson. And I'll now turn it over to the committee clerk to take the vote.
Thank you. Good morning. William Martin, Committee Clerk. Roll call vote. Committee on Aging. On proposed introduction 1092A and Resolution 561. Chair Hudson.
Aye.
Lee. Mealy. Shulman.
Aye.
Banks.
Aye.
Salam.
I vote aye.
Zhuang.
Aye.
With a vote of 5 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and no abstentions, both items have been adopted by the committee.
Excellent. Thank you all. This meeting is adjourned.